Well, hello. If you're here, it's because you're thinking about buying your first Chanel bag. Maybe this is your first luxury bag of all time. Maybe this is your first bag just on Chanel. So, what I want to do is I want to give some pointers of how sizes, letters, colors, and hardwares behave, and what are your most classical options, and how and help you choose the one and say that's my holy grail bag. I love it. I never want to get rid of it. I'm gonna wear it for 30 years to come. Thank you, B. That was amazing. That's what I'm gonna help you to do. Of course, I'm not gonna finish the video with one bag because one bag doesn't fit all, but I will give you all the information you need to decide what's that one perfect bag. And that's why we're gonna buy the perfect Chanel bag first, because baby, they're getting very expensive, like semester after semester. So you want to buy something that you want to hold in like 30 years from now. They have to be your dream bag, and they will feel like that was something so not expensive that I bought 30 years ago, because I still love it. And right now the prices would be like, maybe you can choose to buy a house or a Chanel in 30 years. We don't know. But yeah, so your first bag has to be like your most amazing dream bag, not something cheaper that you hadn't had the patience to save for something that you really dream about. Do check a video I have on this in the link below if you want, first in this video. But come back here because I will help you, and we'll be like, that's the bag when you leave me. So the first thing we want to talk about is hardware, just because I think it's the easiest. It's 100% about taste. So the most classic ones would be the gold hardware and the silver hardware, but Chanel has been doing a lot of champagne hardware, which feels like a light gold hardware, a more muted gold hardware, which I like a lot. I think it's my favorite. And sometimes Chanel does these like heavy matte dark hardware, which looks very modern and like rock and roll, which I still love, but I'm not sure it's something that I want for my first bag. So for my first bag, I would decide between silver, gold, and champagne hardware. If you can find champagne hardware, I think it's amazing because you can wear it with silver. If you're someone who worries about wearing silver with silver, or like silver with white gold and then gold with gold, you know what I mean? If you're someone who likes one metal color only, then maybe champagne is the best for you if you're always changing what you're wearing, because it can look gold if you're wearing gold with it, and it can look silver if you're wearing silver with it. But if you're 100, if you're someone who says, oh, I only wear like silver or white gold, whatever, so all my bags need to have it, fine. Like, I don't mind. I mix all my jewelry, like not as much, but I do mix it, so I don't mind. Like the 3 rings that I wear, they're literally white gold, gold, like yellow gold and rose gold. They're each one color, and I don't mind it. I actually love it. Like, I really love it. So for me, it doesn't matter much of what I wear. If you're like me, you can just decide what looks best with each color. Oh, I really like yellow with gold. I really like baby pinks, baby colors, like soft colors with champagne or silver hardware, brighter colors with gold. I really like my neutrals with white. So it's more of the combination for me. But if you're someone who is very like strict with what metals you're wearing, do keep this in mind. Next, we want to go for the size. So you need to know the size you want first, because that's something that I see most people making huge mistakes. Like, not that a size is not good, but they actually decide, oh, I should have got it in a different size. I should have got either smaller or bigger. So you need to understand your sizes. And once you have like your sizes, it's easier to understand what letter and what color you really want. Like, sizes for the classic flap would be the small one, the medium one, the large or jumbo one. And sometimes they do like even largers, XXL, whatever, but they're not something steady on Chanel, so we'll not talk about them. And the minis, there are something that is very trendy that was very trendy for the past 2 years, but I think they're gonna become a classic and less of a trend. fashion houses are trying to push like bigger bags, and then influencers are helping them do it. But I still think a nice, dainty, cute, small bag, not tiny, like you can fit anything there, bags, but like smaller, like you can actually use it. Bags, I think will always, it's just going to become a classic. So I will include the mini one. So the mini one is something if you want something quite fun, quite like eye-catching, quite different, but you're not worried about how much you're gonna wear it. Like I don't need to wear my bag every week to be happy. Then it's fine to get a mini because it's something special, but it's an occasional wear. Wear like during the weekdays, I don't even look at mine, and then I wear it some days. On the weekends, I got it in a baby blue when I feel like matches my outfits or when I feel like it, but it's not something that you're gonna wear always. Because at least when I leave the house, I do have some things that I need to carry. So the mini, I can fit. My mini one is a rectangular one. You have the square one. The square one fits even little, like much less, because it's really like a square. Like it won't fit even some of the like card holders, but it would fit like lipstick and cards, like loose cards and keys, whatever. The rectangular one, I can fit my phone, which is the iPhone 12. No, not 12, the new one. What number are we in? The 13 Pro, but not the Max, like the Pro, but not the big screen, because I don't like the big screen. I think it's 13 Pro, whatever. So it fits, and it can fit like a card holder, lipstick, keys, mask, whatever. So it still fits a lot of stuff. And then you have the small one. The small one for me is like my favorite size. It's something that I think it looks still delicate and cute, but it's not as little. And I'm quite tall. I'm 180. So the small one would already look small in me, while the like almost mini, while the small one in someone petite might have like the medium effect. Maybe trying yourself first, even if you're gonna buy online and pre-love, do go to a Chanel store whenever you can and just try them to see the sizes on yourself. What I'm talking here is about what they fit and how they behave, but I can't talk to you how they feel in your body. You need to do this yourself. The medium one is what we have next. It's the most common one, it's the classic one. A lot of people don't even know there's a small one because the medium one is just everywhere. And it's a great bag because it fits like a decent size, like even a big wallet or a small wallet and an agenda, like a small agenda. It fits your phone for sure, it fits some makeup. It's a good bag to have, and it can go from day to night. If you're like me, I prefer really like smaller bags at night, but it can go for day to night. Most people do it and it looks great. So it can go for day to night, and it's a perfect size if you want to get more wear of it. And then you have the large one. So it's hard with Chanel with the large and jumbos and whatever, because they are always changing name. You used to have like a large one that was this size, and then the jumbo would be really bigger. For the vintage one, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how I feel. And now we just call the large the jumbo. So I really like it. The large ones slash jumbos, that is just like a greater version of the medium, because I think if you need something for work or for traveling like airports, or for if you carry a lot, maybe you have kids, or maybe you're just carrying a lot every day on your like chores, whatever, you need something spacious, but you still don't want like something whatever you want. If you want something for this occasion but really 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 nice, I think it's the perfect bag. I for sure am eyeing one. I have one that is vintage. You would have seen this in my bag collection, and that feels bigger than what I'm talking about now, but I really 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 would love something like classic jumbo. And that's a bag, like it's the perfect, like it looks like a mom, like a soccer mom bag, like a really fancy soccer mom bag, but I love it. you know. It's a stylish, big, elegant bag. So about sizes, what I want to talk about sizes is how they hold their shape. Of course, the fabric and leather do changes a lot. We'll go to that next. But the smaller the bag normally, the best it holds its shape. So the small and the medium would be the best for holding the shapes. The large one you have to be careful, especially because you put more things inside. So it is necessary that you empty all the bag, save it, like store it with something inside, but not anything bulky, but some kind of filler inside, and stock it, and then put everything back, which might not be the best for an everyday bag, but for me it's fine. It would work. And then the mini side, the mini one, you would expect it to be the easiest to hold a shape. But what I like from my experience with the minis is that because it is such a small bag, it almost feels like an SLG. So it doesn't have all the curves and the like in the structure that the small and the medium and the large one have. So they're like a reduced bag, and it doesn't have the perfect Chanel shaped bag. So it can lose its shape. What I feel is that sometimes my mini, and they're like this one that I'm talking about is 3 months old. So sometimes they feel even like crooked when you close it. The flap's not straight because I don't know, the shape's not as perfect as the other ones, and they can lose its shape like inside because they don't have the proper. Because in Chanel bags you have like on the sides you have this curve inside and then outside, so it does like a U in the bag, you know. So this is the bag, you have like a U here, and the smaller ones is not a perfect U, so one can look like more pressed, the other can be more expanded. It's weird. So do have in mind that the mini one has a weird shape, like it's harder to keep its shape. So next, of course, we have to talk about leathers. So the leathers, the most classic leathers in Chanel would be lambskin and caviar. There is no best leather or worst leather. It's actually what worked for you or and what worked for this exactly bag that you want. So a very overview of the leather. So caviar is more of a modern, robust leather. It still feels delicate, but comparing to lambskin is a more robust leather. It feels like it's a little grained. That's what it calls caviar. It feels like you're, I don't know, maybe not actually sand, but those little sphere things in the bag called caviar. So that's exactly how it feels. So it's textured. It's not like plain and soft. It's texture, but it holds the shape better. It's harder to scratch and harder to color transfer, while the lambskin is like a baby bum, like perfectly soft. It's very, very, very elegant, but very delicate. It's easier to scratch. It's easier to color transfer. It's easier to look like depuffed. If you've seen some vintage bags from Chanel with like, we're talking about 20 years, 15 years, they can look like depuffed, like, you know, not as soft. Right now, the leathers in Chanel, they are thicker than the vintage one, so that resolves 80% of the problem, because thicker leather with matelassé, which is the quilted work on Chanel, just will look puffy for longer, but lambskin tends to lose the puffiness a little bit more than the caviar because it is thinner than the caviar. So yes, so that's what you need to know. In some cases, people would be like, I'm 100% prefer the caviar one because I want something that I don't have to worry about. You still have to worry about, but definitely not as much as the lambskin. Some would say, no, I prefer the look on the lambskin because it feels more elegant, classic, eternal, like a heritage. It feels more, just because it's so delicate, it feels more, not luxury, both, but maybe luxury. So But that doesn't mean caviar is not luxury, and that doesn't mean lambskin can't be taken care of. It all depends to you, and I also think you should think about it with this color. You don't have to be a 100% caviar girl or 100% lambskin girl. You can mix them and be smart. For example, I am obsessed with lambskin, but if I want something like bigger in a light color that I can wear more daily, I would 100% get in caviar because it makes sense for that bag. So that's what you really want to know. With all that information in mind, I think it's nicer for you to actually go to the store in Chanel next after this video, whenever you can, and actually see them and understand, like, with information in mind. Not just, oh, I like both, like with information in mind and understand the things that we're talking about. So, of course, maybe you don't want leather, you want a fabric, and I'm only going to talk about the most classic, amazing fabric, which is the tweed. And I think it's actually pretty smart and cool decision if your first Chanel bag it's a tweed one, because it's very Chanel. It's like, oh my god. And they have this amazing tweed selection, amazing tweed selection, and you can just like go to all the pre-love, pre-owned websites and even Chanel website and just see everything that they ever done and they are making, because they're like such an expensive world of tweeds that you might think you hate tweeds and then you fall in love with one, or you think I don't know, tweed, you have, when you think about tweed you have something in mind, but then you see everything else that they offer. So you have like very delicate tweeds, that very like minimal tweeds that don't even look like they have a pattern, and they have like these large check print tweeds that also feels amazing. So tweed is a nice option. I love it. I think it's very special, very Chanel, and it has a little bit more personality in it than just a leather bag, but it's even more fragile than the leather, so do keep this in mind. If you want something that you're gonna wear like almost every day, it might be not the best option, because you might be ruining it in a year from now. But if you want something special that you just feel amazing and different in, to wear like once a week or whatever, that might be a good option. And what we need to talk about is the color. So you need to understand if you prefer a neutral one or a color one. That's the first thing. And most people would be like safely on the neutral side, but then maybe that's not for you, because I know a lot of like girls that I love their style. I'm one that would go first on the neutral side. I almost regret when I buy like colorful bags, unless I really love it, because I'm the one, that's my style. You know, when I wear color, it's mostly at night, not on my like day-to-day basis. So for that, it's fine to have bags, but yeah. So, but I have so many friends, like stylish friends, that are always wearing colors, and I don't see them like, I wouldn't actually imagine them buying like a beige Chanel bag, because I don't know, you have like this amazing, you know how everyone's mixing colors, fashion is like a free world right now, you can do whatever you want, no one you're gonna tell you not to wear this with that. So you're wearing like, let's say you're wearing a blue pants with yellow top and yellow shoes. Don't you agree that like an orange bag looks nicer than a beige one? You know, so if someone who wears a lot of colors, you're very vibrant, very fun, I think a colored one is actually much nicer to mix with other colors than a neutral one. But if you wear a lot of neutrals, like me, if you're like, I'm not basic or minimalist, but I do wear a lot of neutrals, so I think the neutral ones would be best. And then if you want something like really classic, in the neutral ones we would go for the black or the beige, which are like the most wanted, sort of, they're the most like produced for sure bags, which I that's not really me, like I don't really love them, but they are for sure like safe, amazing bags. The beige one feels very elegant. I've worn, my mom has a beige and a black one, and I've worn her bags when I in her town, like I forgot bags, whatever, or when I'm traveling with her. And the beige and the black ones, they feel very classic when you wear them. The beige one feels very sophisticated. The black one can feel a little more edgy. I really like the black one with silver hardware. I think with gold hardware it looks too on your face, which might be your style also, like very Versace, you know. But it might be your style, especially if you go out at night a lot and you wear a lot of gold. It would be like wow. But that's something to think about. And if you like more different neutral colors like I do, I really like whites and like creamy soft whites. I really like grays, like light grays, and I really like caramels and browns. That's something to look at. I actually prefer like a dark brown but still chocolatey brown bag in everything that I have than a black bag from Chanel. I'm just weird, I have these preferences, but it's something you have to imagine with your closet and understand what the perfect one would be. And of course, if you're going for a light color, you might need to consider it like better the leather, better the sizing. Like I think a large or jumbo classic flap in white would be amazing. Amazing. Like if I saw someone, I've seen online, but if I saw someone on the street, I'll be like, I really admire this person because her bag looked impeccable. If it did, of course. And it's a large white classic flap, you know? You look like your life is put together. Everything. You look like you don't have anything out of your closet. You look like all your bills are paid the day they are supposed to. You look like you never forgot one thing outside the refrigerator, whatever. Like, you know, it just feel to be like the perfect polished look. But I would go for a caviar in that. When, for example, if I want something darker, and because I really love lambskin, I would go for a lambskin. So the color might set the background of what you want. If you really say, no, I really want a pink one, then you might, like, for example, like a lighter pink. For me, like lighter colors for me looks best on the lambskin. I'm not even sure I've seen it on caviar. And then brighter colors might look best on caviar. You know, you have to, now that you understand them, go in store and see them in person so you can get the feel of the caviar and the feel of the lambskin. So yeah, I want to know what's your holy grail Chanel bag. If this video was helpful, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm glad to answer and give you my opinion and my experiences to help you if I can. If you didn't see my video about why I think you shouldn't buy entry-level bags, that's here. Please do. That's a very important one.